Hello my loves, got very comfortable on this chair. I thought I would come on and do a little chat today about alcohol and perimenopause, menopause. A subject which I know will not make me very popular, but I think it's important to share anyway. Now, I grew up in a culture where alcohol was absolutely the norm, and it still is in our society, particularly in the UK. It doesn't hold the same weight in other countries, other European countries that I've lived in, but here almost all social events revolve around alcohol. And this is not a post about me coming on here to judge anybody that drinks alcohol, to shame anybody. It's absolutely not about that. There is zero judgment here. I 100% binge drunk, don't know the phrase there. When I was younger, I remember, and I tell the children this and I shouldn't, for £10 we used to get the student bus down for 70p. You could get 8 vodka and Red Bulls in the club. You can imagine the quality of the vodka. And Red Bull as well. My God, I wouldn't even dream of going anywhere near an energy drink these days. And then 70p on the way home. So for a tenner, you'll go out and get absolutely wasted. We did that all the time. So that there is literal zero judgment here. Also to say, I have experience of alcoholism, not me personally, but somebody I know very well was an alcoholic. It nearly killed them. So I have seen the absolute arse end of alcohol, and have seen somebody come back from that and completely change their life. So literally there is absolutely no judgment and no shame in me coming on here, but I now live a life free from alcohol, and I can't tell you how freeing and liberating that is. Probably, I don't know the exact timeline, probably maybe 2 years ago, I just kind of naturally decided to stop, because I'd probably have 4 or 5 drinks a year, maybe a glass of champagne or a really nice glass of red wine. With Mr. Ridley, who still drinks. You know, it's not like we're an alcohol-free household. But on that, the rare occasion where I would have a drink, I'd wake up the next morning, and I'm talking about 1 glass. You know, I was always a lightweight, but even just kind of having 1 glass in later years, I'd wake up, I'd have like a horrible zit, you know, a horrible, disgusting thing. It was just my body kind of screaming, no, please don't do this to me again. And I didn't feel great. I stopped all the kind of binge drinking when I had the children. Obviously, when I was pregnant, when I was breastfeeding, I didn't drink at all. But on the rare occasion that me and Mr. Ridley would go out and have a drink, I would wake up the next day and just so deeply regret it. There is nothing worse than having a hangover and having to look after small children. So I noticed a difference even from having 1 drink of alcohol, like what that did to me. And I didn't have my Oura ring, which I love to track things. It's a really, really good sleep tracker, the Oura ring. Some people call it the Oura ring. I really should figure out what's the right way to pronounce that. I have friends who have an Oura ring as well, and they notice that it massively disrupts their sleep score, even from just having, say, 1 glass of wine. So I just wanted to come on and share like a couple of things specifically related to perimenopause and menopause. One thing that I found out this week is that when we go through menopause, our blood-brain barrier gets thinner, which is why when you were 20, you could go out and have those 8 vodka Red Bulls, wake up the next day, not feel it, crack on with your day. That thinning of the blood-brain barrier means that alcohol affects you in like a much stronger way, and it makes your hangovers horrific. That's why you can't handle your alcohol as much when you get older. And the second thing I want to point out is to do with the liver. Now, our liver is our major detoxifier. It gets rid of all of the nasties in our body. But the number one thing that it will prioritise to get out of our system as quickly as possible is alcohol. That's number 1 on the list. So if every night you are, filling your liver with even one glass of wine, if you're doing that day after day, or consuming, far more than you should be on a weekly basis, you are really stagnating your liver and compromising your liver. But also to point out, the liver doesn't just detoxify kind of chemicals and toxins, because that's what alcohol is. We have to be honest, it is a toxin. It also detoxifies hormones. So when we have excess estrogen, it detoxifies that out of our system. And I know a lot of you will be thinking, oh, perimenopause, like your estrogen's going down, so that's good if you have more estrogen. It doesn't work like that. In perimenopause, your estrogen's going up and down like this. And one of the most common hormonal imbalances is excess estrogen. You kind of want estrogen in the right places. So if you have heavy periods, if you are overweight, particularly if you've got a lot of belly fat, there is a chance that you could be estrogen dominant, have excess estrogen, and it is your liver that detoxifies that excess estrogen out, which is why it's even more important to really try and reduce or stop, if you can, the alcohol. So it was just a short one today, and like I said, not to come on to lecture anybody, and also from a health coaching point of view, I know that never helps anybody say, just give up alcohol. This is absolutely your choice, but it's a choice that you can make for you, and you can feel so much better for it. It's also given me a huge amount of confidence. There are so many things, well, all the things that I do now, I do without alcohol, which I never thought I'd be. I get on a dance floor and party the night away for hours. I get on my karaoke machine, which Mr. Ridley bought for my birthday, which is the best thing ever, without alcohol. And you realise that you don't need the Dutch courage. You can do everything. You can socialise really happily without alcohol. So, if you do want to cut down or stop, I'm always here for you. I fully support you. If you are an alcoholic and are severely dependent on alcohol, the advice is that you don't go cold turkey, because it could cause a problem for your heart and other things. So go and seek medical advice and taper off the alcohol gradually. But for the rest of us, you can stop, or slowly taper down. If it seems too much to give up your daily glass of wine, could you start having half a glass of wine and then quarter of a glass of wine and do it that way? The drinks that I like to drink instead of alcohol, I love a kombucha, very gut friendly. I have those from time to time. Water, you have to fall in love with water. Water is what your body needs to hydrate itself. So most of the time you'll see me drinking water. Nights out, I'll probably have sparkling water, a few bubbles, with some freshly squeezed lime. Lots of herbal teas. I love a herbal tea. Tomato juice. Everybody that knows me knows I love a tomato juice. I just live life very happily without alcohol, and very happy to support anybody who wants to give it up. But I just wanted to share those two particular things that are particularly related to perimenopause, like the thinning of the blood-brain barrier, meaning that we get these awful hangovers, so much worse in perimenopause and menopause compared to when we were younger, and that it obviously hinders our body's ability to get the excess estrogen out of our system. So I just thought I would share that. I hope the sun is still shining where you are. This long stretch of sunshine has been absolutely incredible. Sending you so much love. Mwah. Hello, my loves. I just thought I'd come on and record a little extra bit. I've never done this before. But I realised watching back on that video, I just wanted to share from my heart, but I realised there were quite a few points that I wanted to say, which I missed. That will teach me not to make notes. A lesson learned, I'll make notes last time, so I have made a couple of notes now. I wanted to say that if, like me, you are vain and you do kind of take a pride in your appearance, just to say that alcohol does affect your collagen like nothing else. At the end of the day, alcohol is sugar. There's no getting around that. It is a liquid sugar, and you have to think of it in that way. So it is going to not only affect your skin, it is going to affect your gut because it's sugar. It's going to increase inflammation. It is going to spike your blood sugar, which is going to affect your insulin. And insulin in perimenopause and menopause is going on a merry ride anyway. Because your estrogen is going all over the place, your insulin and your cortisol are also very closely linked to estrogen. So your insulin is being affected anyway, and a lot of people become insulin resistant in perimenopause and menopause. It's another reason not to drink alcohol. I think I pretty much covered it. And obviously it's a diuretic, so it dehydrates the skin, which is another reason your skin can look more wrinkly. So I just thought I would share those few extra things, my darlings.